Alright friends, today we're going to be drawing a baseball player.
Alright dudes, you got your marker?
Yeah.
We hope you guys always follow along with us. If we go too fast, you can
Pause the video.
Yeah, you can pause the video. We're going to use a marker, and we have 2 sheets of paper so that the marker doesn't go through to the table.
Yeah.
You ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, we're going to start with our paper vertical, and we're also going to draw him super 3D. We're going to draw parts like the bat. We're going to draw pretty big because it's coming towards us, and we're going to draw the ball really big too because it's coming like it's flying right at our face.
Okay.
All right, let's first start with his head, and we're going to draw a rainbow line, and we don't want it to be too big because we're going to start small, and then the other parts of his body are going to get bigger so it looks like it's coming at us. Awesome, good job. Now we're going to draw, so this is the top of his helmet, then we're going to draw the visor coming out and back in. So up, sorry, it's kind of a U shape, down and then back up. And then we're going to draw the earpiece, which is another kind of bigger U or smaller U. And then we're going to draw a circle for the ear hole in the helmet. Nice. Okay, now let's draw a little line where the visor goes into the helmet. Okay, now let's draw his face. And we're going to draw a line that comes down to his chin. And then we're going to go back up to make his jawline. Good jaw. That looks awesome. Okay, now let's draw his nose. His little V. There we go. And then his mouth. Awesome. Okay, we can put his eyes in there if we want. I'm going to put a little circle there and a little dot over on the other side too. Good. That looks awesome. Okay, now let's draw his neck coming out of his helmet. And then we're going to draw a V connecting to the back of his, there we go, back of his neck. Now let's draw the shoulder muscle on both sides. And then we're going to draw his shoulder. And his shoulder is going to be a half circle or kind of a rainbow line. Okay, now let's draw his shoulder on this side. Good. Now we're going to draw the rest of this arm. And it's going to be coming at us, so it's going to look a little different. We're going to come up here and we're going to draw another curve, just like the one we did for his shoulder. Now this arm's coming at us, so we're going to draw the muscle part. And that's coming to his wrist. Good. And then we're going to draw his hand. And so it's going to come out on both sides. And he's going to be holding the bat. Now let's draw a small little knuckle for his thumb. And then we're going to draw these knuckles that come down. And they're going to stop right there because we're going to draw the bat coming out of his hand. Good. Now let's draw a circle, or not a circle, a curve. This is where the bat's going to come out. And we're going to draw the bat. And it's going to look crazy because it's 3D. So we're going to draw another line. Yeah, no, you're doing good. You're doing good. So that line's coming down. And then this line's going to come out to like here. Sweet. Now we're going to draw a backwards C shape to connect those 2 lines. And we're gonna draw another line right here to kind of finish the bat because it's round. Good. That looks awesome. Now let's finish this arm that's connecting in to the bat. So let's draw his arm that's going to come up and around and then back in. Good. Now let's draw his hand over here that's connecting to the bottom of the bat, and then we'll draw another curve for the end of the bat. Nice. That looks cool.
That's like right there, and that's right there.
Oh yeah,
and
it's a little off.
Right here. The arm's right there, and then the hand's right there.
Yeah, it's a little off. Mine's a little off too. So we could draw those so that they connected a little bit better. but that's okay. It's coming at us, so it's a little more foreshortened. I'm going to draw a sweatband on this wrist so it makes a little more sense. You see that? And then I'm going to do the same right here. So it looks like his arms are coming right at us. Good job. Okay, now let's draw his body, and it's going to be twisting. So we're going to draw a line that starts from his shoulder and comes down close to his arms or his hands. Then we're going to draw another line that comes out next to that. Okay, and then let's draw the other line over on this side too for the other part of his body. Okay, and then this is going to come in. So we're coming in kind of close. So come in like in here. There we go. Now we're going to draw the bottom of his shirt. Okay, so a line that comes out here and a line out on this side. And then let's connect the two at the bottom. Good job. Now let's draw the front of his jersey. So this line's going to come down from his neck and then come out the bottom. Good. And then I'm going to draw another line right next to that that comes out the bottom also. Good. And then we'll draw another line on the other side of his neck. Awesome. Okay, now let's draw the rest of his body, okay? So let's draw a belt. We're going to draw two lines that come out from the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to connect them. All right, and then we can draw two lines here, two lines over here. And then let's color in his belt black. All right, now his body is twisting, so we're going to draw his first leg. And it's going to come over this way. That's where his knee is going to be. And then his knee, and then his front leg, or the bottom part of his legs, bent down a little. Good. Now let's draw the back of his leg. So we're going to curve out like this. And then to his knee, the back of his knee. And then let's curve that in, and we'll end the pants right there. And then he'll have the long socks. Good. Now we're going to draw his calf muscle down to his ankle. Good. And then at the bottom, let's draw a curved line to connect his ankle. This is where his shoe is going to be. And then let's draw a shoe. So we're going to draw a line that comes out and then wraps around into the heel. Good job. We're kind of running out of room. And then let's put another line around the bottom so that he has a sole on the shoe. And then let's give him cleats. So little spikes underneath his shoe. Okay, and then they have kind of a cool tongue that comes over their shoelaces. Good, and then a little U right there at the bottom for a little detail. Awesome. Okay, we finished one leg. Let's come back up here and we'll finish the other leg. And we're going to do a little wrinkle. And then it's going to connect down to the leg. And then this one's going to be bent behind him. So here we go. It's going to come down. We're going to imagine it going through the other leg. So you want to make sure it lines up. There we go. And then we're going to come back up. So U shape. That's going to be the bottom of the pants. And then we're going to have a line back. And then his calf muscle down to his shoe or his ankle. And then we're going to curve around and connect his ankle. Good. Now let's draw his shoe. So we're going to draw that same kind of shape. It's going to come down, back around, and into his heel. Good. And then we can put the bottom line on for the sole of his shoe. And then the little spikes. And then that same tongue, that big tongue that's on the top of his shoe, with that little detail on the end. Okay, last step we need to draw is the baseball. And we're going to draw it huge because it's going to look like it's coming right at us. Big baseball. That's awesome. Good. And then we're going to draw the stitching or the seam on the baseball. And it kind of looks like a peanut shape. Goes around, back in. And then we're going to do the stitching with the oil pastels in a sec. Okay, let's do a little seam on his pants right here. I'm going to do 2 seams like that. And then I'm also going to do a seam that comes down and goes in right here. And then I'm going to get wobbly right there going into his socks. Doesn't that look cool? Then it looks like there's wrinkles right there. And I'm going to do the same thing right here, coming down and then zigzag like that. Good job, dude. He looks super awesome.
And his arms are small.
His arms look a little small. Mine do too. If we were to do this again, and we should practice and draw him a second time.
Yeah.
What we should do is make his hands bigger. Because then it will look like they're coming at us more. The way that we drew this was we drew him with his arms sticking out like this.
Yeah.
Pretend this is our baseball and we're sticking them out. Look at our arms. Our arms are super short.
Yeah.
But look how big our hands are. So if we were to draw our baseball player again, we should draw the hands big like this. Cool?
Big.
Yeah, big. All right, but let's pick out our colors and we'll come back.
Yeah.
Okay, these are colors we're going to use. Light blue, peach, and light brown, red, and gray. But you guys at home, you guys can color your baseball players any way you want. In fact, if you want to take time with a marker or your pencil, you can draw more details on the jersey so it looks like your favorite baseball player.
Yeah.
All right, but let's fast forward, and then you guys at home can pause the video at the end. Mm-hmm. Ready to start?
Yeah.
Let's do it right now. Good job, Checkers, man. He looks awesome. Let's draw the stitching now. We're going to use our red oil pastel, and then we're going to do little V's that go across the black seam. Go all the way across. There we go. Does that look like a baseball now?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
You turned out awesome. Give me 5. We hope you guys had a lot of fun drawing your baseball players with us, and we'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye.
Friends.